why a computer is a powerful tool, recognize purpose of a network, what is a network, why do we use network and internet and world wide web, different program, and what is the difference between installing and running a program, various type of softwares like Microsoft Office, MS Paint, and many other software like I use right now Visual Studio for programming development, and describe categories of computer, determine how the elements of an information system interact, identify various type of computer users, how do they use computer, and then we will discuss computer applications in society, how do we use computer in society, in our society. So do you have any idea what is a computer? Any idea why do you use computer? What is a computer? Anything, you don't need to be specific about the definition or anything. What is your understanding of computer? Why do you use computer?
For entertainment.
For entertainment, yes, good. Anything else? Or assignments, entertainment, I use for development, programming, medical stuff used for the patient management systems, online. There are many other uses. Now let's come to the definition of computer. Computer is an electronic device operating under the control of instructions stored in its own memory. Now, we think of a computer as an electronic device, a device that operates under our instructions that we store in the computer in its memory, like hard disk. In hard disk, we store our pictures. When we click on the mouse, double click on the mouse on the picture will open. The double click gives instruction to the computer that open up this picture to show this picture in a wide frame. Okay. Now, first, the computer, how computer process data. First thing, computer accepts the data that we give computer, like it's a raw facts, figures, symbols. You can say that the calculator is also a form of a computer. It is a computing device. Calculator, you use calculator in mathematics, do you?
Yeah.
It is also a sort of a computing device. Computer is basically a device that calculates your instructions, either it is in the form of symbol, figures, facts. Okay, like 2 plus 2, we give instruction, first number, second number, and perform a function in it on them, that is addition. It adds them up and give us output. So the data that I have right now, let's just say by taking the example of a calculator, is that we take data 2 and plus 2. These are the data, and the process is that data can be processed further by applying a function on it. Okay, function would be plus, that is the addition between the two numbers is the processing part. Processing part is the second function of the computer. First accept data, then process the data into the information, give itself a meaning. What is the purpose of the data? Is that it can be processed and then it have a meaningful result. Finally, it will give us result and it stores the result into the memory. Memory will be RAM. Have you ever heard about RAM?
Yes.
RAM is basically random access memory. It stores random data for a short period of time. When you restart your computer, it erases its memory and becomes empty to give a boost to the computer. Now let us come to the processing cycle of the information processing cycle, how computer works. Computer took the input and that it process the data. The input would be the raw data that you provide the computer to perform some function on it, and it gives you an output. After process, there are two steps. Either it gives you the output or you want to store it, or both. Then the computer did again same thing applied on the input, and input will be processed and output will be shown to you on the computer screen, your screen and monitor. If you have a laptop, you can say the screen, and if you have a desktop, you can say the monitor. Monitor will show you the output. It is an output device, and it saves the output in the storage memory, that is the hard disk. Then again it will goes back to the input part. Okay, what do you think about the word input? What comes into your mind when you heard the word input?
Something that you use to put into the computer.
Yes, it is, that computer takes in. So the devices that that allow us to put something inside the computer in the form of instruction are called input devices. These devices, hardware that used to enter data and instruction. This is the definition of input devices, and the input devices are these with the red arrows. Your camera is an input device. It takes picture of yours and store it into the computer's memory. Your mouse, keyboard, you just type some words on it and it takes data inside the computer and saves it in the hard drive. Mouse also give instruction to perform a certain function on the picture, like you click on the my computer twice to open it up. These instructions come from mouse. Scanner also takes your documents, copy and saves a picture inside your computer hard drive. Microphone takes input of your voice in the form of digital waves and then send it to the other person. So digital camera, these are the input devices. These are the devices that allow us to give instructions to the computer. Understand? Now, both of you, any one of you describe that input devices in your own word, so that I can see if you can understand me what I'm trying to teach you.
It's a device that
Yes,
you use to enter data into the computer.
enter data into the computer in the form of instructions. In the form of instructions. Now comes to the output devices. What do you think about output devices? What are output devices would be?
What the computer gives back to you.
Yes, what the computer give back to you after processing the raw data. These are the output devices, hardware that conveys information to the user. So that information, that process data, that computer processes after taking the raw data and show it to user in the form of output, or output devices. Can you tell me which device you are sitting in front of, computer or laptop, obviously? So if you can tell me which part of your computer is your output device?
The screen.
Okay. And
Where the noise is coming from, the microphone.
no, noise is coming from the speaker. You can hear me through the speaker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A printer.
Yes, printer. Okay, these are the output devices. And very good, your answer is definitely correct. The screen, the speaker, printer, these are the output devices that gives you the information that you are hearing my voice through the speaker, because my microphone taking my voice as an input, and you can hear my voice through the speaker as an output. Printer also is the same example. You print the document inside your computer through the printer, it gives you output in the hard form on the hard paper. Okay. Let us talk about the most important part of the computer. Without every device connected to it is useless. You cannot even use them. You can use speaker, microphone, but cannot use a keyboard, mouse. Okay. And so this is called the system unit. That device, this device that red arrow is pointing towards is called system unit. Box like case containing electronic component used to process data. This is called the brain of computer. Inside this box, black box, there are the chips connected to one another so that the computer can perform different operations. First is storage unit, that is the hard drive. Storage unit is a hard drive where you can store your data. Either it is in raw form, in processed form, it stores your data and saves it. It is also called ROM. Have you heard that word before? ROM, RAM. Obviously, you heard about RAM or ROM.
Yeah.
ROM is read-only
Is
memory.
read only. Yeah.
Yes, it is a read-only memory. It cannot be erased simply. You want to erase data from the ROM, you have to delete it by yourself. It is totally different from RAM. Next is power supply. Power supply, every device inside the black box, this black box system unit is connected through wires to the power supply so that it can have power. Main wire is connected to it. This is CPU. Have you heard about CPU? What is CPU?
The central processing unit.
Yes, central processing unit. You heard people saying this about the specification. I need Core i7 processor laptop. I need a Core i7 fifth generation processing unit laptop. Have you heard these words before buying laptop or computer?
Yeah, but I don't know what they mean.
Yes. These words indicate that the generation, this is a central processing unit. Every instruction goes through central processing unit and perform the any process, any function perform on these instructions is always processed in the central processing unit. There are two types of central processing units, 32-bit and 64-bit. 64-bit obviously have more memory than that of 32-bit. 32-bit is means that it performs 32 instruction in one cycle, and the 64-bit is that it performs 64-bit instruction. It process 64-bit of data and process it into the output in at a time in a cycle. Okay, these are the memory cards. Memory card mean RAM. RAM is obviously used to boost up your memory, your processing speed, so that your laptop or your computer can perform functions very easily, very smoothly. There is no interruptions, and your computer will not hang if you have more RAM memory. This is a video card. Video card, obviously, you said you use your computer for entertainment purposes also, so that if you play games, if any one of you play games, latest game, 3D games, it needs a higher memory graphic card, like 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB memory of video card, so that it can run or render the whole game smoothly without any interruption. Next is sound card. Sound card obviously is for the output. Speaker can be connected to the sound card so that it can produce sound to you. Okay, next come to the main. There is a main chip inside the system unit, which is called motherboard. Every device, hardware device that is used in the computer is connected to the motherboard. Motherboard connects all these devices to make a complete computer. Okay, first thing is we learn CPU, central processing unit, also called processor, carries out instruction and tells the computer what to do. Like you touch some, is the computer is basically based on human brain. You touch something with your finger sends signal to your brain that what to do, either to process this thing. If you are only touching, it will tell you that the surface is hard or soft. Same goes for the processor. Processor is the brain of computer. It tells computer what to do. These are the data. It have the data, raw data to be processed. Then it takes the data, assess the data, that what kind of a data it is and what kind of function that user wants to perform on it, and tells computer to perform that function on the data and produce an output. Then it comes to the memory, temporary holding place for data and instruction. Temporary holding place, obviously this is here we are talking about RAM. RAM is a temporary holding place for data and instruction, so that it gives boost to the computer's processing speed. What is a storage? Can you tell me about this word? What comes into your mind when you heard the word storage?
A place which is to hold things.
Whole things, like shed or storeroom where you store all your things there, or a room where you can store your personal belongings, or a cupboard. This is storage for you. Everyone have a storage to store their personal belongings or their personal data related to it. So also computer have a component which are called storage devices. It holds data, instruction and information for future use. You store data for future use, like your pictures, old pictures you use in the future to see. And then you can have your documents, your ID card copies, and pictures, and your forms, your old school certificates in the form of pictures or documents saves in the. Please like and subscribe and click on bell icon for the next part of the video.